Hello, welcome to High Five, the 5-minute science podcast from the Global Positive Health Institute. I'm Simon Mathews, one of the directors of the GPHI, and today we're looking at the topic, what time of day is the best time of day to exercise for mood? And maybe you wondered whether you should hit the gym at dawn or at dusk in order to kind of get the best boost that you possibly can. There's a lot of talk about morning workouts and getting a sunshine boost, or evening sweat sessions helping you to unwind and feel good. So what does the science say about the best time of day to exercise? Well, let's look at some real research. First of all, we know that exercise in general is a great mood lifter. Physical activity reliably improves emotional well-being. It does tend to have an impact on anxiety and depressive symptoms, does tend to make people feel better overall. You can think of it as an internal dose of feel-good chemicals, if you like. But does when you exercise matter for those mood gains? Well, the answer is it's complicated. So let's have a look at some of the research. In a landmark study by Arandust and colleagues in 2019, researchers worked with former elite male athletes who were at that time aged around 50 to 60 and were struggling with severe depression. They randomly assigned 71 of those men to two groups. One did group exercise every morning and the other did group exercise every evening. And both groups continued for 12 weeks. What they found was pretty clear. Everyone got better. Everyone benefited. Both the morning group and the evening group showed significant drops in depression scores after 3 months. And crucially, there didn't seem to be a difference between them. Morning exercises improved just as much as evening exercises. In practical terms, this suggests that for depressed older adults, sticking to a regular workout, whether it's 8 in the morning or 8 at night, helps to lift mood, and the time itself doesn't matter that much. Both groups experienced a pretty significant mood improvement. Let's look now at a 2020 study by Takahashi et al. And this one was a little bit different. It involved healthy older adults with a mean age of 73 years. And they were doing a combined physical plus cognitive exercise program. So they split 17 people into a morning exercise group, 18 into an afternoon exercise group. There was a small control group there as well. And after about 12 weeks, they measured mood and cognitive changes. The result? The afternoon group seemed to benefit more in terms of mood. In particular, they tended to show reduced anger, hostility, and fatigue scores compared to the morning exercises. In other words, this trial suggests that for those seniors, working out later in the day had a slightly stronger positive effect on certain aspects of mood. Now, there is a caveat here, and that is that it was a very small sample, and the authors themselves called for larger studies to confirm this. But it does hint, in at least some cases, for example, busy seniors, afternoon exercise might give a bigger emotional lift than an early morning session. There are some other interesting findings out there too. For instance, Asiero et al. In 2022 published a paper in Frontiers in Psychology called Time of Day Dependent Effects of Exercise on Mood, Fatigue and Performance, a randomized control trial. They ran a 12-week fitness trial in trained men and women, and they found gender differences. Healthy women only got an overall mood boost when they exercised in the evening, whereas men seemed to improve their mood regardless of the time of day they exercised. And one crossover study showed that at either time, they both got a mood lift as well. One of the studies showed that if you're a night owl, in other words, you have that evening chronotype, then doing a hard workout in the morning can be tough on your mood. And conversely, if you're a morning lark or a morning chronotype, then trying to do a workout in the evening can be a bit of a challenge as well. So personal factors like chronotype and gender, for that matter, do seem to influence which time works best for mood. But in all of this, we should also remember the practical side, which is consistency. We could say that the best time to exercise for mood is whenever you'll do it regularly. Having a fixed workout slot, and many people choose either morning or evening, I tend to choose morning myself, helps to make it a habit. For example, establishing exercise as part of your morning routine, for example, like brushing your teeth, uses an existing cue, the morning, to trigger that new behaviour. And it might also mean fewer scheduling conflicts as well. Things like kids, sport, music lessons, swimming lessons, and family activities. Those things tend to happen in the evenings. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, first of all, the good news. Exercise boosts your mood no matter what. The specific best hour doesn't seem to be set in stone. Some studies hint that afternoon or evening workouts give an extra mood lift, while other studies show that morning exercise generally works just as well. One systematic review published by Jansen and colleagues in 2022 summed it up very nicely. About as many studies favoured morning as favoured later exercise, and about the same number found no difference at all. So the best approach seems to be pick the time that best fits you. If you're a morning person, seize the sunrise endorphin rush. If evenings are when you feel strongest, go for it then. The most important thing is consistency, doing it regularly. And the science seems to show that regularity and habit matter more for those long-term benefits than the exact hour. So lace up your shoes, enjoy your workouts whenever you do them, and you'll feel better for it.